Welcome to ClayShare Con 2025, and here we are on day 4, and it's time for this fabulous demonstration on using ClayShare textured rollers, and oh yeah, rim templates, which I have a stack right next to me, with Jessica Putnam-Phillips. That's me. So, and most of you probably know that, but if not, hi, nice to meet you, and welcome in. So I'm going to show you how to use our wooden textured rollers and rim templates and answer any questions you might have. We're going to make a little tray. I have a tray I made a little earlier. We're going to put handles on it, and I'll show you how to put feet, and we'll talk about all kinds of different things. So it's your chance to ask me questions. So a little bit about me. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. I've been making pottery since I was a child. My grandmother did pottery, and I learned from her. She came from the paint your own pottery world. So of course, when I got older, I thought I could do pottery. I know what that is. Took my first pottery class. Didn't realize not everything was paint your own pottery, and it was in fact a wheel throwing class. And it's just been nonstop ever since. And I love every second of it. I started ClayShare in 2017 with about 30 classes and 100 members, and now we have thousands of members. Our videos reach millions of people, and this event, ClayShare Con, is one of the biggest ceramic events of the year that's online. And last year we had over 350,000 people watching live. This year, there's going to be more. So I figure it's a perfect opportunity to share with those of you out there who are new to pottery, and you might have some questions. And those who aren't, just come hang out and have fun. So my wooden texture rollers came about because I love to draw, I love to doodle, always had. And I usually carve designs on my pottery. Many of you are familiar with that. And a gallery reached out to me and said, hey, I love your work. Would you want to do a coloring book? And I was like, I don't know. And so I kind of let the idea sit. And then in 2015, I went to France, and I was really inspired. And I came back, and I started drawing everything like flowers, and I just couldn't stop drawing. And I self-published my own coloring book then. So it's called Fantastic Florals. It is on Amazon. If you buy it, I think I get 25 cents. So thank you for that. But I might do a second one. We'll see. Anyhow, those designs, everybody loved and wanted them on pottery, so the rolling pins were born. And now we make them here in Vermont from locally sourced wood that's sustainably harvested. They actually are made right here by our family. And so when you get our rollers, they're 12 inches, they are 7 inches, and we also have our little mini, which is a 3.5-inch size, which is perfect for mugs, but you can use it on lots of other things. All right, so I want to actually get going because I don't have very long, and I want to get this done. All right, so here's an example of what you can make with textured rollers and rim templates and the GR Pottery Form hexes. And I'll come over here to camera 2. I've showed these. They look like little kerchiefs to me. This is my Moroccan tile pattern, so that's what's in there. These are actually inspired by real tiles. And I actually have to do a second one based on I went to the Palace of the Popes when I was in Avignon in France, and I got to do a series of tiles based on that. So that's my next tile pin that I'll do. But I want to show you how great texture can be and how easy it is to put texture in your work. So let's get to it. Now, the great thing about wood is you don't need a release agent. Not that it's wrong to use it on plastic when you're using like Coal Mountain pottery, or if you're using De La Design Gifts rollers or anybody's rollers, use that. That's what that material is for. But with wood, you don't need it. It does naturally resist. If for some reason you're getting sticky happening, maybe your clay is too wet, yeah, you can put cornstarch on. You shouldn't need it, but if your clay is really wet and you just can't wait, I understand that feeling. Then just go with it and put some cornstarch on if you need to. So I'm going to start us off. We're going to make something really simple and quick, and I've got a slab of clay right here. So let me just go ahead and pick that up. I think we'll start with something super simple, really simple, because I don't want to overwhelm anybody, especially if this is your first time doing pottery or joining me for ClayShare Con. And I've got a slab of Laguna B-Mix 5. This is a mid-range stoneware. It's a nice smooth clay, fires to a beautiful off-white color. There's no specks, nothing in this clay. It's just smooth, white. Now, I have been using Tucker's Smooth Stone Speck, which is a great clay. I've been loving that dark star I'm seeing everybody use. So whatever you have for clay, you absolutely can use. The great thing about rolling pins and texture is it works whether you have light clay or dark clay. So whatever you got, use it. So this was rolled out about 3/8 of an inch thick. I like to roll it out a little thicker because I know I'm going to press texture into it. I want to make sure I have enough material to get a good impression. So why don't we make a really cute, sweet, fast soap dish. I need to make a soap dish fast, right? Really, really fast. I don't want to waste time. I want to get my soap dish done. So I'm going to use my ruffled rectangle set that we have. Now we have rim templates that you can download in all kinds of sizes, but we also have a selection of our designs that you can purchase, the actual wooden templates. So you could get this set right here, and they work with GR pottery forms, and we oftentimes will write on it what size GR pottery form you need. So this one right here, this ruffled rectangle, works with the 5 by 4 inch rectangle from GR pottery form. So I make sure I have enough clay, and I do. All right, and I'll just make a little mark with my finger just so I know the size. And then the difficult part right here is which design do I use? I'm going to do a bunny. This spring bunnies as a 7-inch rolling pin is new. We did have a 12-inch, and we still do actually, but I did a 7-inch design because sometimes it's hard to press those 12-inch rolling pins into clay. So when you're rolling, you always want to roll away from yourself. And when we think about putting pressure in the clay, we have to push downward, not outward. If you're pushing outward, you're just skimming across the surface. You really need to get the texture into the clay. If for any reason you have a hard time rolling with handles, absolutely can walk it across with your hands. So I'm just going to press this in, and you just do a little roll. So look what I have here. A beautiful, beautiful sheet of clay. Look how cute that pattern is. I want to make something bigger than a soap dish now. We will. All right, the difficult part is picking which part we want to use. I have a mama bunny and a baby bunny here. I definitely want them. They have a little butterfly friend up here. Some little clusters of mushrooms are in there. What else we have? Butterfly over here, a little ladybug, a little snail. We'll get a bunch of them in there. We'll get them all in. All right. So set my template down, take my knife, and then you just follow the template. I like to cut with a knife because it cuts the clay, unlike a needle tool or a pin tool, which tears the clay. But if you like using the needle tool, you'll just have to smooth your edges a bit more than I have to smooth mine. And these are all available on ClayShareMarket.com. So because we don't wholesale or have distributors and we sell them directly, our price is already set at a really low price. We do give premium members a discount, so make sure if you're a premium member, you're logged in so you get your discount. So I'm going to grab my foam. There it is. Let's have this little piece of foam. It was a memory foam pillow. We're going to do a simple pressed plate here. So just going to line our form up. You could just flip it over and drape it too if you don't like doing pressed plates. Pressed plates are really fast. We just pop and then flip it over, and it's basically done. I do want to go ahead and put a foot on this because I'd like to make it a soap dish. So let's grab something to sit it on. That one's a little big, but we'll go with it. We're going to sit it on the back side of another GR pottery form. So quickly, I know there's snails in this. Oh, look, we got snails, we got ladybugs, we got mushrooms, we got all kinds of flowers. There's some little hyacinth in there. All the little spring flowers are in there. Just smoothing it down so that it's nice and even. And I am going to grab that bit of clay. I'm hoping I have more time to make a bigger piece. I'm like, I can make everything. So I have these great cutters from Wave Shift, and they come in different thicknesses. Now you can make a foot maker, which I have a tutorial on ClayShare, and I love a foot maker. And if you want to make one of those, you can, or if you don't want to make one, you can buy them from Jeff. I don't know where mine is, at GR Pottery Forms, or you get one of these. But you can get perfect strips of clay. So this is going to be a soap dish. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go all the way around or if I'm just going to do the super, super fast, easy. I think I'm going to do it easy. When you can, do it easy. So we got 3. That means we're going to do 3, and then we'll put 2 holes here and here. So we're good on that. Now, let's go ahead and slip and score. I have slip from B-Mix clay, because that's what I'm using, but whatever you're using is fine. I mix that slip with magic water because the magic water has soda ash and sodium silicate in it, and it actually bonds to the clay in a way that's kind of like the way glaze bonds to clay. It really helps your pieces stick and not crack to each other. Now you don't have to use this. You can absolutely use regular slip, vinegar slip, whatever you got. Paper clay slip, which I do use when I'm working with porcelain. Let me go ahead and trim these ones down. But look how easy it is to put feet on. So if you struggle with feet, there's so many different ways. You know, we use sprig molds sometimes. I make some little, I have some really great ways to shape feet into little, I don't even know what we'd call them when I make the little lug, like lug feet maybe? I don't know. I don't know what I would call them when I think of it now. But so many things you can do. All right, so we're just gonna smooth this out, and then I'm gonna take a damp sponge. And we do my patent pending taco sponge technique, where we take the sponge and we roll it up like it's a taco, and we just gently drag it along that foot. And then I'm going to take my finger and just smooth that edge over. For the joins right there, you can use a soft bristle brush and clean up your edge. You know, a paintbrush works great. You could use a color shaper, one of these little silicone tip tools, your choice. So here's the color shaper version. Here's the paintbrush version. Ooh, there's some dark clay in the bottom of my work water, and it's aging. All right, so once you have this done, now you're going to want to flip it out. And oh, how do we make sure it's nice and flat? Just take another board, and you're going to go ahead before you flip it over, and you're just going to sit it on there and just gently tap, tap, tap. And that's it. Actually, we'll use this to flip it out onto. You use little cookie cutters to make feet. Yeah. I did a really great vase planter class. We used cookie cutters to make feet. They're fancy. All right, so for this soap dish, we'll let this stiffen up till it's leather hard. We cannot put our holes in, but you would just take your hole cutter and you just put a hole here and a hole here, and you don't have to worry about making any cuts in the bottom because you have the space already there for your feet. So any water from your soap, or this could be a super cute sponge holder, or don't put holes in it and just use it as the cutest little dish. You know, a little cookie dish, a little muffin plate, tea and bunnies and cookies, cute things, right? All right, so there's one possibility. Let's make a bigger tray, and I'm just gonna set that there. You know, I got this great big new studio, and you think I'd have a ton of space, but no, that's not how it works. The more space you have, the more stuff you get to fill up the space, and then you have no space. So my goal now is to organize better. I'm going to stick with these ruffled rectangles just for the ease of demonstration. But I will tell you all, I have many, many classes on ClayShare, many different techniques on making plates. So if you are interested in learning other shapes, check them out. Casserole, dishes, you name it, we got it. If I don't have it yet, well, it probably doesn't exist. No. If I don't have it yet, truly, let me know, and I'll see what I can do about making it happen. So we're just going to smooth this out. Flip it over. These are like the fastest trays in the Northeast happening right here. So what I want to show you here is we've got our template. I'm just going to, again, use my finger to draw a little outline in the clay so I know to do my composition. All right, here's something. When you look at the ruffle rectangle, you can divide it in half because it has these little indents right here in the design. You can divide it into quarters or kind of thirds over here. So we talk about rule of thirds. If we divide this up, and Malin mentioned it this morning actually, if you do the rule of thirds and you want to do 2 different patterns, the best way to do it if you're new to doing 2 different patterns is you do a third and 2/3. So you find one pattern that's got a lot of little detail, and that might be the one you do the bigger part, and then one that has bigger, more graphic designs, you do the smaller, or the other way around. You play with it, you do it. So here and here, I'm just marking the clay with my thumb. So I know from here over is 1/3, from here over is 2/3. So now I have the tough job of picking patterns. Cherry blossoms and, how about butterflies? Spring, what do we think? Minis? Should we do mini? Butterflies and cherries? I don't know, yeah. And I know, let's do it. Are you ready? You know what? I have the butterflies in a 7-inch, which I think I want better. And this is spring, is this spring garden or is this butterfly? Kevin will tell me. This is spring garden. So with, ready? Spring butterflies. I don't know, summer butterflies. So I'm just going to start right here, and I'm just going to roll across. Look how pretty. Isn't that nice? This was inspired by, we go to a place called Magic Wings a couple times a year. It's down in Deerfield, Massachusetts, and it is one of my favorite places on earth. It is a butterfly conservatory, and it's so fun to go there. And we've been going for years, and I meant to do a rolling pin about butterflies, and it took forever. I finally did it last year. All right, I have cherries. Here's the mini. I did do a 7-inch cherry. It'll be up on the website probably tomorrow. I don't think we have time right now to get to that. So I'm going to use the mini, which is currently on the website. So we got a little pattern of cherries, and we've got a big pattern of butterflies together. Of course, we could have done just butterflies, but I thought the butterflies and cherries, and I'm sticking with my big pattern, little pattern plan. And just like the other piece, we'll line this up. We cut it out using our knife, hold it straight up and down, follow the template. Because this is made of a wood, I can press against it. You won't cut into it. You shouldn't cut into it. If you're cutting into it, your knife, you're using too sharp of a knife. I would not use an X-Acto knife for this, although you could. I like the Dolan knives, and I actually have a knife that was handmade for me by one of our members right here, which is similar to the Dolan knife. And I love it. If they decide to go into business selling them, I'll let y'all know. All right, so we have that cut out, and I really like that combination. I like the shape of the template. I like that pattern in there. It's really cute. It's 100% me. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that. Now for the shape, this works with the 5x10 rectangles. So if you want to use the original forms, you can do that. If you want to use the new Wallies, you could do that. I actually have one of them here, but the problem is I have one, and it's currently a tray. So let's flip it out. And then we'll grab it and I'll use it again. You're supposed to let them dry, ideally, but we're not gonna. All right, so here's a tray, and we'll come back to this, hopefully. Oh yeah, we're gonna put handles on this one in a second. All right, so this is wet. Ideally, you let them dry a bit before you use them again, but for the purpose of this, we're gonna just use it again. So line your 5x10 up. I do have a spacer. This is one of the 1/2-inch spacers, I believe, from GR Pottery. And hold it up. Check your spacing by eye. That looks pretty good. I don't sweat that too much. And then we're going to put the spacer on, flip it over. Now if your clay is really wet and sticky, you might have to put your fingers in here and walk it around, release it. Set it back down, and then just gently press the sides down. So I already showed you how to make feet. You would do feet the same way on this one. If you didn't want to do a foot around the perimeter of the bottom, you would just do the strips. But right here, just for an easy guide, because I know people will wonder where to put their foot, you can see the indent here, indent here, indent here, indent here. Well, our edge is right here, so you're going to put them here, and then you'll do one here and here, and you can use these indents as guides that are already now on your plate. So you know where to put your foot. I'll quickly grab a bit of clay and show you what I'm talking about. So you know you're going to put one here, but like right here, see? I know one goes here, and one will go here. So I'm just going to follow that, make another one, and here. So if you have a hard time knowing where to put feet, this could be the answer for you, right here. Put this one in there. I need one more strip. I haven't attached them, and I'm not going to have time because I'm going to make handles quickly. So get a tiny bit of clay. Come here. Put you on there. All right, we'll get back to that later. So there you go. We made another tray. We didn't slip and score and attach our feet, but I will do that later. Let me set this to the side, and let's quickly make some handles. So if you're new to pottery, or if you struggle with making handles, I absolutely have one of the best, if not the best, if I say so myself, tutorial on pulling handles. It's a 1, 2, 3, easy way. I teach thousands of people how to make handles, and they do it. But if you hate making handles, or like I mentioned, you're new and you're intimidated by it, or your handles just are not where you want them to the level of the rest of your pottery skills, well, all you need is to get yourself a diamond core tool handheld extruder. And since these came out a few years ago, I have been in love with them. Now I'm going to drop my bag of clay on the floor for a second. Hold on. Because I wanted to flatten this top. So these here are the best way to get consistent handles every time. I dropped my bag of clay. We'll come over here because I want to be on the side. I dropped my bag of clay so that I could get a nice flat edge. All right. So the difficult part is I have to pick a shape. This is kind of butterfly-y. This one, we'll do this. This is the R10. So we're going to make 2 handles really quick. One, and I have tutorials on using these handheld extruders. Perfect. Let's do another. And if you're not happy with it and you need to make another, just pull another. Let's see if I can pull the side. Haha, even from the side, although I don't usually pull from the side like that. All right, so I've got 3 handles. I pulled super fast. They're really, actually, really good. So we're gonna stick those on. And I have Debbie's little bow tie cutter, her foot cutter. We'll grab that. And let me grab my platter. So this tray I made earlier, I used the 7-inch cherry textured rolling pin, and then I used my patchwork floral mug mat. So you can use the mug mat as well as a rolling pin together. And I just laid the mat over here. Guess I did it that way. And then I took the mat and I pressed it in after I'd rolled the cherry in. I pressed this in here, and well, it was still a flat slab, so I could get a little bit of that pattern in there too. So kind of playing on our layering. All right, let's get these handles on. Now, if your clay is really wet when you first make your handle, they might have to sit for a minute. That's okay. Go have a cup of tea, or better yet, make some more trays. So the blue tool I was using for making feet is a cutter from Wave Shift. They are fabulous, and they have a bunch of different cutters. You can check them out on Etsy, and we have the link to their shop. Thank you for sharing that, everybody that's doing that. You can go to ClayShare.com, and if you look at ClayShare Con info, you can see all the giveaways and all the companies that are listed there, and if there's any promos or discounts or deals going on. So I'm going to shape this. Just give it a little shake, little twist, little shake, little curve. That's going to go there. Going to shake this one too. And then what I do, turn around so you can see, is I want them to be the same length. So to get that to happen, the easiest way is I set them on each other and I just say, okay, that's good enough. So now I have 2 handles the same length. And then I bend them. Now these are really decorative handles. They're not necessary as far as function, although you can make them bigger for function. I don't really need decorative handles, but why say no to something cute? All right, let's put these handles on. I like to flatten and flare my ends. I'm going to check them. I think this one looks longer, but I think it's an optical illusion. If you muss up your little extruded lines in here, don't worry about it. You just go back in and smooth it out. All right, let's grab that slip and we'll score it again. 2 minutes. And then I like to set this down. Press it in just a bit, pull it back off. It left behind some slip. I'll do it on the other side too, so you'll be able to see. Slip and score there. Take my handle, stick that on, and then press it in. Oh, I forgot to cut with the cutter. Here, let's do that quickly. All right, I got my cutter. I'm going to make my fancy dog paw. You can use a cookie cutter to do this as well. There we go. Look at that. Much fancier. Oh, yes. That makes it. That's everything. And then you could take a stamp and you could stamp in where the join right here on this section. Let's go ahead and do that to this one. Slip and score. Score and slip, whatever way you do it. I slip and score at the same time because when I'm scoring, I dip it in my slip. You'll see that. When I used to do this, I would score, 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 and then brush on slip. And that's a good way to do it too. And I always say there's no right or wrong. There's just what works for you in pottery. But I'm all about, I don't have as much time, you know, I'm a time saver. So until I get a TARDIS, I'm going to do it all at the same time. So look at that. Handles on. And then give them a little wipe down. Clean up your join. Again, you can use a paintbrush. You could use a silicone tool. But there we have cute platter with handles and feet and everything that you want. All right, so Jeff did a good slab rolling, yeah. And I have an intro to hand building class on ClayShare, which is a free class. Those of you that haven't taken it yet, you should definitely, if you're a premium member, you should take that too. It's a great place to be and to learn. I also have rolling out a slab by hand, not with a slab roller. So if you want to know how to roll a slab out and you don't have a slab roller. And then I also have one where I use my Bailey slab roller, my big DRD 230, and roll out a slab. So there's a lot of options, and Jeff shares them too, and so many people here on ClayShare Con. All the sponsors, all of our ClayShare family, we are all here for you. We're all here to help you be creative and to further your clay journey. So any one of us, myself and all the folks who've been involved this year and been doing their presentations, if you have any questions for them or anything, please reach out to them. I know they'll be happy to answer them. So this is what I got. This is the little demo I had planned for you. Just a little fun thing to do. Gonna make some trays together, some springtime things. We are gonna be taking a break. I don't remember who's next. Kevin's gonna have to tell me, yell it. He doesn't know either. So we're gonna take a little break. He's gonna figure it out. Actually, I have my sheet over here. Jenna Lara. So Jennifer Lara will be here. She is one of our ClayShare members, and in fact, you know, every November we give away lifetime memberships to ClayShare to military veterans. As a military veteran myself, and Kevin's a military veteran, my brother is still in the Air Force. Both of our fathers served in the military, and my grandfather served in the military as well. So we come from a long line of military members, and we want to support our military and veterans, and one way we do that is by giving a lifetime membership to veterans and their caregivers. We do a veteran and veteran caregiver scholarship. The applications for that will open up in November, so please keep an eye out. If you sign up for our email list, we will email you when the dates are open, and of course I'll be talking about it during our broadcasts. But it's one of the things we do to give back to our fellow veterans and their caregivers, and it's a wonderful thing. You know, clay is magic. It truly is, and it is my pleasure and joy to be able to share with you my knowledge, and I hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you have any questions, please reach out. You can find me on social media. Yes, I am, believe it or not, under ClayShare, Clay_share for Instagram, ClayShare on Facebook, or you can find me personally as Jessica Putnam-Phillips on YouTube. So follow me on YouTube. If you don't, go subscribe. Instagram is Jess Putnam-Phillips because you only can have so many characters. And I am on Facebook as well. So come find me. I share things about my soldier series of work and when I have exhibitions and things that are not necessarily ClayShare things. So you might be interested in that as well. So thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you in just a few minutes with Jennifer Lara. She's going to have some of these massive mug plugs and going to do a demo for you.